Welcome, friends, to the Beaver Dam. Welcome, welcome. It's good to have you guys here. I'm just working on some conquest feats really quick right before stream. Just gotta get my Order 66. I'm trying to remember what people suggested for this Order 66. It was something like Rex lead. But welcome, welcome. It's good to have you guys here. And we are going to have a damn good time doing some roster reviews, and we're also going to talk about the news that's on everyone's mind. Can anyone tell me what that news is in chat? Is anyone well connected enough to figure out what's going on today that's interesting? I don't know if I really need a fifth. Does it go for this? Why, thank you, Mariano. Swell gameplay, welcome, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Thumbs up, man. Thank you for the thumbs up, man. My favorite part of the stream is when he went live and said it's Beaver time. See, you say that, and I'm sure you say it with affection, but my brain immediately jumps to the it's Morbin time for Morbius and how absolutely awful that movie was. And I'm like, dang, am I that bad? Oh, gosh. Did I give him the wrong one? No, I did. Okay. Oh, tanks don't. Well, they have protection. I don't have protection. That's smart of me. Okay. We need to get some turns into these guys. We'll go ahead and hit that. And then 15% turn meter mod. And Voila. He should stay stealthed permanently, and Malik should control people. I don't Ewok no to C3PO. Okay, there's one Order 66. We'll start working on another we'll just hit the same guy. It doesn't really matter. I don't know if that counts as two is the problem, so we'll probably swap out and start working on someone else. Let's go ahead and start working on this guy. Okay, Daddy Arnold. Arnold's taking a break. I don't know about that one, Bobo. Revealed he has a mini-me. That's a good way of putting it. Okay, there's that. Okay, next up we're going to start working on this guy again. I think next year is always a welcome surprise. Good to see you, Zai. Welcome, welcome. Oh no, it's a real rumor. I should know. I started it. Love that. Okay, that's 3 so far of the 7 we need. Let's focus for a second and try and get through these turns as fast as we can. Let's go ahead and hit this guy for a bit. Dang, Malik is getting real damaging right now. Don't kill him. Okay, there's another one. Let's go ahead and just kill them off, just because then we can focus on someone else. Goodness freaking gracious, Malik. Stop hitting so hard. Okay, there's another one. What are we at? 5? 1, 2. 3. Okay. Okay. Did not mean to do that, but okay. 1. Can we get this in the 11 seconds that we have? Probably not, but hey, we're gonna try. 2. Should be the last one. Should be the last one. And 3. There we go. Just in time. That should have been our... Yep, there we go. Order 66 done. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Almost to gold crate now, and then it should be an easy jump to red crate. And just doing a couple more feats. Okay. I have a question. At what GP does it stop being sad and start being funny to not have gas unlocked? At this point, unfortunately, the answer's never. I really wish that, like, gas was more prevalent and, like, something good to do, but, like, with the fact that it's just... He's good, but he struggles on banners, and he requires so many Zetas. There's so many other farms that you could drop fewer Zetas and you can get a similar result out of. And that's the problem with it. And so, like, used to be that, like, anything over, like, 8 million and you don't have gas, it'd be like, what are you doing? Especially when, like, Cat was coming out. But, like, nowadays it's kind of like, do what you want. Is it sad at 11 million? Little bit. I think it's becoming more sad over the next 6 months due to the fact that the clones exist. So for now, I don't think it's a huge deal. But over the next 6 months, I think, yes, I think it would be considered sad. Beaver did a thing last night after a month of somewhat trying. Nice. What is this thing that you did? Hey, 2 Zetas. I'm almost... 5 more Zetas, and I am officially done with the Jedi Vanguard. I cannot touch the faction ever again. I don't like this faction. I'm so glad that all I have left is 1 more Zeta, and then just some modding, and then I'm done with the faction. Smuggler's Run 2 can't come around enough. You unlocked Afra. Congratulations, Bobo. That's awesome, my friend. I still don't have an Afra, nor do I have any desire to take up the characters to get Afra. Maybe I'll buy the Lightspeed bundle when it comes back around, because it's not like I have the characters close at all. Trip is still at 3-star, BT's at 4-star, Sana is at 5-star, and Hondo's at 5-star. So, like, technically, I do get all the value of the $50 Lightspeed bundle, but... Got exec on your ult today. Very, very nice. Okay, so let's talk about Arnold. Arnold is taking a break from the game. He is a daddy. He mentioned to me that he had something big coming up in his life and that he doesn't know when he was going to announce it, and guess this is it. I know he's referring to another announcement as well. He was hinting that to me as well, but he wasn't willing to tell me anything. But good for him. I'm really happy for him. It's a huge step in your life, and I'm really glad he is taking a break, that he's, you know, going and he's taking care of his wife and being there for his child. Like, we love him. He's awesome, but family always comes first. And so I'm very happy for him, and I'm also very proud of him. So I look forward to seeing Daddy Arnold and how that changes him and his schedule and that type of thing. I guess the question on my mind is, how is this going to affect the Beaver Dam? And the answer is, it's not going to. but it is. So I never went around doing news videos. I didn't. I've done a couple of them because, you know, Arnold was like on vacation or that type of thing, and so I would do news videos, and then I besides that would avoid news videos because they didn't get views because everyone just goes and watches Arnold. Well, now that Arnold is taking a break for a while, someone has to take up that spot of making news videos, and I'm sure all of us are going to start doing it. And so I'm going to be trying my hand at news videos, talking about the newest news, that type of stuff, and putting a little extra effort into staying on top of what's new and what's happening in just SWGO in general, and doing like kit reveals and that type of thing. So keep an eye out for those videos. Those will be coming more often now, just to kind of fill in that gap until Arnold comes back. So that's going to happen. But besides that, I'm not really going to change anything I'm doing. But yeah, we're just going to keep streaming as always, keep making videos as always, and call it good. So here's to hoping the Beaver Dam continues to grow and we don't get canceled at some point and we can continue onwards. I don't think that we're going to adopt the Kyber Club. I don't think anyone's really going to adopt the Kyber Club because a large portion of the Kyber Club is people that don't play the game anymore and just are there for Arnold. And so, you know, I feel kind of sad for those people who don't play this game but still watch Arnold because they support Arnold because now they don't have anything to enjoy. But yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens with his channel. I'm also excited to see what he's doing with some of his other channels because it sounds like he's got a lot going on non-Galaxy of Heroes related. So very excited for him and very happy that he is having you know, this experience and he's willing to take that time for the experience. What kind of resources do we suspect Smuggler's Run 3 will give? They said it was going to be very similar to Smuggler's Run 2 rewards. Maybe step up the production value. I mean, I can only do that one piece at a time. I really can't, like, instantly, hey, I now have a full intro like Arnold's, and, like, I'm also not Arnold. I'm not. I don't want to be Arnold. Arnold is a great guy, and even off camera, he's an amazing guy. His personality is exaggerated to a degree, like all of content creators, but like it's still him. It's still who he is, and I'm not Arnold. So I'm not gonna like try and step in and fill his shoes. I'm not gonna step in and, like, you know, try to be the new Kyber Emperor or anything like that. Absolutely not. But, you know, we are working here in the Beaver Dam to give you guys better and better experiences. In fact, we have a new type of video coming out tomorrow, and plus some extra plans coming throughout this next week. And I've got some people working on some stuff for me. And eventually we will have a new setup for how our screen is set up during streams, to be able to allow us to better suit the videos that will be coming soon. But overall, I'm just gonna keep going for Galaxy of Heroes. Like, production value wise, like, short of going and paying someone on Fiverr to make me an intro and do a whole bunch of stuff like that, it's just, you know, keep plugging along and adding in things as my artists and stuff, the people that I'm working with are working with me. If I go to Fiverr, then I just end up with people that I don't know, and people that I don't know if I can trust, and so I don't necessarily love that idea. So did anyone see the video by AP Gaines? Yeah, it's essentially just, it's a black screen and AP Gaines talking, and AP Gaines, you know, mentions that he jokes around that he's Arnold's niece or nephew, and it's good to be replaced, and he's happy for his friend, essentially. And it's like, it's a 1-minute video, so you can go watch it on his channel if you want to. Beaver would later be exposed by 17 different people for crimes too atrocious to even mention in a YouTube chat. You're not supposed to spread that around, Madness. How dare you? From actual space and a TIE fighter, are you even streaming? Well, and that's also the thing is like you never want to like you can take an idea from another streamer 100% and twist it to fit your own thing and do that type of stuff. That's a great idea. But like taking something from someone else and just copy pasting it is never a good idea and never something you should do when it comes to content creation. I'm not going to sit over here and get a guy to make me a template for a TIE fighter. I'm not even gonna go and have someone make me an X-wing cockpit because it's essentially just copying the same thing that Arnold does. I don't want to do that. I'm not Arnold once again, and I don't desire to be Arnold. I enjoy our candid talks, our nerdy talks. You know, we have a little bit more serious discussions at times, and I don't want to lose that in just being a personality and, you know, that type of thing. I like to hang out with you guys. I like to, you know, have conversations with you guys, and I don't think I ever want that to change when it comes to my channel. Even if we get so busy that our YouTube chat is flowing like crazy like Arnold's, I'm still going to take time to try and interact with chat as much as possible. So you say you're streaming, especially if you have to pee. Yeah, well, that's one thing that I'm probably going to be hiring someone on Fiverr for, is I would like to have an actual Beaver Dam background. And we will see how that ends up. I'm going to reach out to a couple people and see what I can get going, and see if there's someone that can realize the vision that's in here for a background for me, because I do want a background behind me eventually. So best way to get a roster review, my friends, is to go to the Discord. There is a section called roster reviews, and I will open up roster reviews right now for everyone to start signing up. There we go. Yeah, can you do an updated guide on the entire executor event? It was easy for me, but frustrating not be able to fight a full guide on the whole event since it's a bit over your sense of doing it on my main. I mean, I could make one. The problem with making a executor guide with my current account is that I have like good relic levels and everything on everything. I'm trying to think, is there anything in here that I have over relicked? Slave 1's still the same. Razor Crest is not gear 8. So that's probably the big thing here, is Razor Crest is not low gear. And so I don't think I could make the best guide. Like, I could still make a guide for sure, but it wouldn't be like a low gear guide. I'll see if I can find someone who has like a low gear Beskar Mandalorian so we can make it a little bit more accessible for players. There you go, DC Born's. Scribe's already got it going, so there you go, Madness. You do the Quiggled or whatever his name is? Quiggled. I did not. I mean, I got him unlocked, but I'm not. So here's the thing: is I am fine to some degree to help out with the testing while Arnold is gone. The problem is the pirate faction is not one that I have anything for, and so any testing that I do would not make sense. It's just not going to. And so if I were to push for pirates, I don't have Hondo, I don't have Sana, I guess I have Emphas Nest, but that's about it. And so like I really am not the guy that's going to be able to help out with testing during this era. If Arnold's gone for an extended period, then like sure, in the next era I might pick up some characters and test them for you guys, but it's not really something I'm looking into for this current era. Hey, Eric, welcome. Good to see you, Estefano. Okay, so overall, our order of operations when it comes to roster reviews are going to be number one, people who are $10 members or above. They get a priority roster review each month and a live roster review each month. So if they want, they can hop into a live chat with me and we will talk back and forth on stream about your account. Or if you don't have time during the month and you still want one, you can get a private roster review that's a video, and I'll send it to you. Second priority is people who donate $5 or more US dollars. Those people will be next on the list, and then of course those who are in the Discord, and we just go from top to bottom with a new list each day. So the list is stacking up right now, and then of course we have our people in chat. The people in chat, we rarely get to it. I think it's been over a year since we've gotten to the people in chat, just because we usually have so many people signing up on Discord. So we will jump right in. We have about an hour and 20 minutes to do some roster reviews. I've got to take care of some stuff tonight, and then I'm going to be streaming for a good amount of time tomorrow. So I don't think he ever said he lost hope, but he did say it was more difficult than he was expecting. Yeah. But it sounds like they've been trying for a while, and I'm glad it worked out for them. So here's to hoping that Scribe's next. For those of you putting stuff in the Discord, make sure you throw a blurb about your account with your ally code, just so that way I'm not digging through a roster with not knowing anything and waiting for you guys to respond, because we are going to be using the 5-minute timer. I wonder if I could find, I don't know, I could probably find it. My favorite Star Wars costume for a baby I've ever seen is my brother, who came on the channel for quite a few videos, and my sister-in-law when they were having, I think, their first kid. My brother dressed up as Han Solo for Halloween, and then my sister-in-law dressed up as a tauntaun with legs sticking out of her pregnant belly, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen, and I love that so much. Hey Gary, welcome. By the way, it's a level 14 Dracron beatable. I think the Dracron, especially with the fix, so that way you can actually mirror match it, I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem in 5v5. And 3v3 is really difficult, but in 5v5, like, I've killed it in a couple different ways outside of the outside of GAC, and I think we'll still see some of those still working in 5v5. I do think that Bane probably won't work in 5v5 though. Okay, we got Insidious going first, and let's get our 5-minute timer going. There it is. Okay, going all in on raid farms and working on getting 100 characters to 300 plus speed. Unlocking Jocasta New this, which is at this point with Quiggled being in the game, that's 1/3 of your roster at over 100 speed, which is an impressive goal. Unlocking Jocasta New this conquest next side project is Balin. I mean, yeah. At this point with an account like this, a lot of it is kind of just doing whatever you want. And Ahsoka is like, do you get Ahsoka? Her requirements are high. You can use Hezra with, you know, just Rey and call it good. I don't know if you really necessarily need to go for Ahsoka at this point. Like, yeah, she's annoying, I guess. That's about it. How far into the raid are you going? I don't suppose you're going for like the new Bad Batch as well. It sounds like you're going for the Jedi Vanguard though. How's your Jedi Vanguard look? Or are you not going for that either? Like, I'm kind of curious what specifically you're referring to. Matthew John coming in at the $5. You'll be next, my friend. So next side project Balin. So here's the thing that I would suggest to you, my friend. You are a far enough account in that I think it's crazy not to take your Queen's Men up to Relic 9. Currently you have Relic 7 Queen's Men here. Take them up to Relic 9. Same with your Imperial Remnant. You're far enough into this game that these guys should be, these ones especially should be Relic 7, but Relic 9 in general, and same with your Queen's Men. I think that getting both of those up is going to be something that's pretty important for a roster like this, because you're going to want to be Relic 9ing things whenever you want, and that'll help quite a bit. And, you know, I do think that that's something that I would do in an account like this. Balin, I think, would be my next farm for sure. How far you go into the raid stuff, I mean, I'd 100% go for the clone troopers. I haven't been super impressed with the Jedi Vanguard. I just get the Jocasta new up and do like a Keller and Beck with Jocasta new team and do something right there. I don't know if I'd go much farther than that into the raid unless your guild has like a hard requirement, but even then I'd rather see you pick up the clone troopers and take them to like Relic 7 rather than go and get another team on top of all of that. So it really just depends on your overall account. Yeah, Glat is just something I don't suggest to people right now. It's just not worth it. Like, right now, I don't know, but I would honestly suggest a Hondo to an account like this over an Ahsoka. Like, I don't know, Ahsoka's just it doesn't feel good. It really doesn't. You're not sleeping on ships. Your characters look great. Your mods look fantastic. Yeah, I would say the one piece of advice that I would give you is, like, obviously you're focusing on mods. It's probably just getting the Relic 9 on the value farms. Okay, sounds good, Matthew. Great one, welcome, welcome. If it's the same rewards as we're getting from Smuggler's Run 2, I think it'll be important, but I don't think it's going to be, like, deathly important. And so I do think Honda will be high up on the list, but I don't think it's going to be one of those things that you're really hard pushing. You're not looking at Glad. Good. But yeah, I would suggest getting your value farms up overall. How is your... Okay, your Finn's up here. Where's your Poe? Okay, not bad. I would probably suggest dropping an extra 20 speed on your Poe, even if you have to switch out his mods to, I mean, this is a broken set anyways, but switch out his mods to speed. I think that would be very beneficial for you, just to try and get him closer to Resistance 0 Finn for that Finn Zori Ahsoka counter. I think that's an excellent thing to be building for right now. But yeah, other than that, I would probably suggest just getting your value farms up to high relic level. Oh dang, you're pretty far away from Balin even as well. You haven't really been farming Shin at all. So you're pretty far from like any of your farms. You're kind of just gonna be hanging out, farming shards, and kind of waiting around for a while. So it makes sense that you're doing a big push on mods. But yeah, looking good. I don't have any problems with your farming. I mean, we'll take a quick look at your mods for your GLs. I would up your speed a little bit on your Sith Eternal and swap out the arrow to a health arrow. But beyond that, well, I mean, let's double check this. Yeah, okay. Want to make sure you're not running like crit damage. Same here. I mean, you have the 7% protection and the 2000 protection, but still, I'd much rather have a protection arrow with a little bit less speed. Troopers on break coming in with the raid. Thank you, my friend.
Ahnaldt101, welcoming you to the Beaver Dam.
Yeah, your mods look good. Yeah, I'm not seeing any problems. Okay. Can you guess my last 300 character? Who did I look at? I looked at that. So it would be Quadme? No. Why was I thinking Quadme? Oh, wait, hold on. That's because I'm not sorted by speed. I'm like, why was I thinking Quadme? No, it's because it'd be right here. So it'd be... I would assume it's one of these three. I'm going to say Trench. Nah, Wat Tambor. Wat Tambor is your last 300. Trench is not 300. Trench is still 300. Okay. So, Third Sister? Dang, you got a lot on the dot of 300. It's got to be Scout Troopers. Saw Gerrera and Ray Scavengers. Don't seem like they should be at 300. Yeah, I guess they are. Dang. Huh. I guess you are shooting for your goal of 100 people over 300. It's kind of interesting that you just like set them at straight 300 and then kind of move on. Goodness gracious. You have so many people at 300. Darth Bane can't be 300. Yeah, I was going to say. That's a harsh fall off from 300. Hold up. 300, 250. Ben Solo is still there. ARC Trooper's still there. Is it Grand Admiral Thrawn to Darth Bane? Is that what it is? Shorty to Grand Admiral Thrawn. That is a weird jump right there. I think it might be different stuff, maybe relic mats. No, they in their like announcement about it, they said it was going to be similar rewards to Smuggler's Run 2. How's your stream going? It's going pretty well. Just talking roster reviews. Talked a bit about the Arnold news and what the Beaver Dam is going to look like going forward. We're completely rebranding. We are now the new Kyber Emperor, and yeah, that's just how it's going to be. And we're dressing up as Arnold. We ordered the entire costume earlier in the stream. I'm kidding. I'm not doing anything like that. There is the Squeakist. Matthew, that is you, my friend. Let's go ahead and get into you. You didn't give me a blurb about your account. Guys, give me a blurb about your account. Yeah, no problem, Insidious. It's been a while. It's good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Relic 7, your JML. Jamal needs to be Relic 7. Relic 8 if you can afford it, but regardless, all GLs at least deserve a Relic 7. You do late night stream off. You're most likely lose your mind again. You say that like he hasn't already lost his mind, never regained it. Started around August. I bought a bunch of Lightspeed bundles and been fulfilling them, getting GLs, and I'm going through Ray right now and want to get Java soon. I've also just got the Executor. Okay, so you have the Executor, which is solid. I'm a little worried about a couple characters that I'm seeing in your roster not finished. What's going on with Arnold? Yeah, he's having a kid. His wife just now going into labor, like yesterday and today, and so we'll see when it comes. But yeah, he's taking a break from Galaxy of Heroes content creation while he figures out how to be a father. So. Oh yeah, we're all super excited for him. So here's the thing I'm a little worried about is that you're relicking random things that you don't necessarily need to push into. And B, you're not finishing relicking the things you should push into. For instance, I'm seeing a gas here. The gas team is great, but you do need a whole bunch of Zetas to make this team work the best it can. And without those Zetas, you're kind of screwed. And in an account like yours, you're probably very Zeta starved considering all of your Lightspeed bundles. So throwing a General Skywalker up to Relic 2, not necessarily the best idea. Whereas a Star Killer should be at Relic 5. This guy can do so much. He should be at Relic 5. I don't mind the fact that you don't have Zetas. I think the Omicrons you throw on him are going to be plenty for you. The Zetas are just icing on top. Additionally, you just got an Executor. This should be your next Relic character. This guy is vitally important to this fleet. He's the main engine of the fleet. Don't be convinced by the fact Punishing One is so good. This is the engine of the fleet. This is where your contract comes from. This is where everything comes from. Don't sleep on this. Relic this guy up. So. I'm sorry, I'm trying to apply them all. Yeah. I appreciate that you didn't just start throwing Zetas at these characters as well. It looks like you're trying to apply them well, and I appreciate that. I do think Jabba is long overdue in this account. So the next 3 things I want to see you do is I want to see you Relic 7 your Jedi Master Luke. And yes, you'll be fine with just a Relic 7 Jedi Master Luke. You don't need to necessarily, like, hardcore push on the Zetas. Yes, get the Zetas on him as soon as you can. But that Jabba is really what you need because you need that Smuggler's Run too. Executor's a great push. Executor's going to help this a lot. That's the other thing I usually suggest in an account like this. But, like, I'd focus away from kind of relicking random characters, especially ones that are high Zeta investment. Like Darth Malak doesn't really do that much without his Zetas. And so I'd be a little bit more careful with my gear and that type of thing. Alrighty, I'm hopeful about your roster. Did you buy the Bad Batch? You did buy the Bad Batch. Where is your Marauder? Okay, there's another team you don't have. There's another one you don't have. You haven't finished this one either.
We would be honored if you would
Great
join
one coming
us.
in with your 4 months of loyalty. Thank you, my friend. I haven't been getting it. I think the thing I'm most worried about is the fact that you're pushing so hard on the characters, but you're kind of neglecting your ships pretty harshly. Is your First Order fleet not finished as well? Yeah, your First Order fleet's not finished. Your Galactic Republic fleet isn't finished. You need the Arc 170, and you have a Relic 7 Rex. And Arc 170 is just a ship farm from a store. Like, you just pick it up and make sure you always have a little extra to be able to pick up shards for Arc 170, because it's finally important now. And so, like, you need to be focusing on that. All of your materials should be being pushed into, all of your get to should be being pushed into getting yourself a malevolence as fast as you can. This fleet can beat Profundity. This fleet can beat malevolence, and it doesn't have its tank. It doesn't have its comeuppance. I think that one of the biggest things I'm seeing in this account is just a lack of ships and a lack of pushing for ships. And honestly, one of the big things with pushing for ships is it slows down your other farms, which normally I'd say, oh no. I'd be like, oh my gosh, oh my sweet golly gosh, that is so bad, that is so scary, except you have 0 Zetas in your Bad Batch, and they're a high Zeta team. You have 0 Zetas on your General Skywalker, and it's a high Zeta team. You have, 0 Zetas on your wonderful Darth Malak, and you only have 1 on your Darth Revan, and you don't have the Bastila Shan Zeta, nor do you have a 5th character for this team.
We would be honored if you would join us.
You need Zetas. You have 1 Zeta on your JML. You need Zetas desperately. By pushing into fleets, it's going to slow down your roster and give you the time to get those Zetas. So make sure that you're getting at least challenge tier 1 on all of your different assault battles. If you aren't getting challenge tier 1 on one of your assault battles, do that ASAP while you're working on your fleets. Push towards Jabba 100%. But your next 3 things is finishing your relic levels on your BAM, Relic 5, finishing Relic 5 Star Killer, Relic 7 JML, and then you're going to start pushing towards Jabba, and then after Jabba you're going to focus down those assault battles and ships and just kind of take your time, and you're probably going to want to finish some of these farms in your roster after you finish Jabba as well, getting the Jedi Knight Revan up to Relic level, but you have some fleet stuff to work on. Endurance, you definitely want that Relic Mace Windu. Even if you don't have Zetas, you need the Relic Mace Windu to pull off the counters. You need to be working on Marauder. I'd be refreshing the Marauder 3 times, 2 times, whatever you can afford of the Marauder. Do it as much as possible, because you don't have a meta killer fleet right now. You don't have the Executor fleet or the Executrix fleet. You don't have you don't have a way to kill the Profundity, because you're missing a lot of the ships that you need, with the Executrix counter, with the Malevolence counter, with the Radis counter. You're missing all the ships that you need for them, and so you can't pull off those. And so your only key meta killer fleet right now is this one, and you don't have a Marauder to pull it off. You have the relic levels for it. You just need a relic your Mace Windu, and boom, you can beat every single meta fleet with this and be good. And so this is something that definitely should be a focus. And if you want to go for after Jabba, if you want to go for the Rogue One and get the whole Profundity done, I don't think it's going to be a bad thing to go for, because you can just throw some relic levels in here, not any Zetas, and you can build up your Zetas, because right now what you're looking at is just a heavily uninvested ship side, and it's making for even more problems in the Zeta side as you're leveling up characters. And it doesn't feel good to have a character that you're like, they're relic, they should work, but they don't do anything because you don't have Zetas. It doesn't feel good. So how high of a relic would you recommend for Mace then? I would say at least the requirements for JMK, which is Relic 3. I like the Relic 5. I think it still works at Relic 3 for everything you need for it, but I Relic 5'd it just in case, because I'm not putting Zetas on him anytime soon, and I've never had a problem with the counters since. I had many problems with the counters at Gear 12. I brought him up to Relic 5. I've had 0 problems speed-wise on his ships since. So I would suggest Relic 5. Besides, he's a great character in general. As you get Zetas and you're able to put him on him, great. He's fantastic. So let's take a quick look at your mods, see how you're doing on your mods, make sure we're not sleeping on modding overall. I can already tell you I'm a little sad that your Supreme Leader Kylo Ren doesn't have full 6-dot mods. The speed is decent. This is like where I'd want a Supreme Leader Kylo Ren if I was looking at, I just got Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, is anything over 540 speed I'm looking for, and so that looks good. I don't like the fact that the triangle is a defense triangle. So definitely want to get that swapped out to crit damage ASAP, and I want a 6-dot mod here. Of course, this isn't a great mod though, so I get it, not wanting to take it up to 6-dot. Yeah, that's rough, dude. That's rough. I think your modding is something that's definitely going to need some work. 140 speed on C-3PO is wild. I'd much rather have that on someone like Mara Jade, or some really a ton of these characters could use that level of speed, but it's not her. So yeah, Jabba's going to help a lot, but also I feel like you're kind of wasting some effort on your modding. and it can be rectified by a good deal by just being educated. So go ahead and watch this video, and it should help you out on farming mods, not taking mods too far. If you have any other questions, come back. We can talk some more about it. If you have questions on who needs speed and that kind of thing, we have some other videos we can suggest to you. Hey, Dalton, welcome. And keep in mind the golden rule that we now have in the Beaver Dam, because I like this rule. Mods are not girlfriends. You can't fix her. If she's already broken, just leave her. She'll have to heal on her own. Go delete that mod. You can't fix her, bruh. Just delete the mod, move on. Do not keep taking up mods farther and farther, hoping they'll roll speed. Who needs mods? Literally everyone. Like, there's a reason that my opponent is not an account that should be a Kyber 2 account based off of its size. This is my opponent right now. He actually just reached out to me and says he watched my videos. So I offered a live GAC. We'll see if he has time for it. But he only has 5 GLs here. He's a mostly Lightspeed bundle account. And you know, he shouldn't be in Kyber 2 by any means, but like, you look at his modding, and like, his Supreme Leader Kylo Ren has 584 speed. Like, this guy knows how to mod, and because of that, he's swinging way above his weight class. Every single person I see in Kyber 2 has like all the toys. They have all the GLs, all the meta fleets, and this guy's up here with them, which is a good indication that he's good at the game. He's definitely swinging way above his weight class, and it's really impressive. And a good deal of that is knowing how to use ships and getting your ships up. You know, he has his Marauder up. You know, he has his Executrix fleet up. He's pushing towards making sure his fleets are solid, and then his speeds are immaculate, and he's able to outspeed people. And so that really, just being able to do that will push you so far. True, Steve. So here's the problem, Insidious, is that you're also a person that has Queen's Men and Jabba in your roster. I do as well. I have the Imperial Remnant, I have the Queen's Men, I have Jabba in my roster, and so I get a lot of extra materials, and so I can afford to do stupid stuff. Like, for instance, my Apo. Where's my Apo? Where is he? There's my Apo. This guy right here, if we go into his mods and we look at some of these mods, Calibrate mod is already up to 40. Calibrate mod's already up to 40. Calibrate mod's up to 25 on this one. Calibrate mods up to 25. All of them are gold mods. I've, you know, taken them up. This one's already up to 75 on the rerolls to be able to get 5 rolls of speed. These were not good mods that I forced to be good mods just because I didn't have anything else on me, and I've been modding heavily recently. But because I have Smuggler's Run 2, because I have these other things that can flood me with a ton of good materials to do stuff like this, I can take a crap mod and I can make it a good mod. But it's a lot of brute force, and it's a lot of the times not worth the effort for anyone besides people who are towards the end game. In most cases, you're going to want to treat mods very, very carefully. You don't have the credits to bring them up. If you're looking at that way, it's going to take you more time to get the materials. It just doesn't make sense to take crap mods into good mods for the average player. As you start to get towards the end game, you have access to Jabba, you have access to the Queen's Men, you have access to value farms. Yes, this can happen. You can do this type of stuff. Great, fantastic. But in the most cases, it's not going to work very well because most people don't have the reroll materials. Like, if we total the reroll materials I've spent, that's 15, 25, 40. So that's 40 plus another 40. That's 80 reroll materials that I spent on that one, plus another, so that's 120. That's 160. That's 175. and that's 190. That's 190 reroll materials I spent on one character. Not to mention, on top of that, taking them up to gold mods. That is insanely expensive, and this isn't even a pilot. This is not a pilot that I'm putting 6-dot mods on. This is just a character on one of my teams. That's not something that most people can do. But if you are at that point, great. I'm glad. That's awesome. You're not a real endgame player until you've done the 150 reroll. I still don't think I've hit that high, Lady Geek. I think the most I've ever done is I've given up at the 75. I think that's as far as I went. As I did the 75, didn't get what I wanted, and then never went farther. Okay, let's jump into the next roster. Alright, calm yourself. I love you. Okay, we got Wavy Tone up next. I've done it once because my highest speed mod is 28. I had a mod with 24 with 4 rolls. And so you were trying for that beautiful 30 speed mod if possible. What'd you get out of it, Lady Geek? Did you manage to get it another speed roll? Dang, Insidious, that's wild. It's still 24. Oof. Oof, that's rough, Lady Geek. That's rough. Hey, Garsk, welcome, welcome. Okay, Wavy Tone going for Leviathan. Since I'm 3 months from Malgus and it gives me time to give Zetas to teams first, I'm doing Ufus while gearing Ezra and Ben. Sharding more Darkside clones. I don't plan to on another raid team unless my guild requests me to. For now, I've been working on all ships. Just drop weight rates have been bad. Okay, so it sounds like you're essentially in Zeta debt. You're taking some time to focus on ships so you can get out of Zeta debt. I like to hear it. Your next plans are Zetas on Ufus. And then you're gearing Ezra and Ben and sharding Darkside clones. Got it. Beaver, you look a little bit tired. I did get 3 hours of sleep last night. And then got home and hung out for a bit at home. And I was supposed to go to dinner with my mother, but she canceled on me. How dare she? I should fight her. We're going to throw hands tomorrow when she rescheduled. But no, and then I took a nap for like an hour and then hung out with a buddy of mine, and now I'm here. So I'm not running on a whole lot of sleep right now. And that's all after I worked this morning for solid 8 hours. It doesn't help, Panic. It doesn't. It literally doesn't. I have these pills on my desk right here, and these pills have 200 milligrams of caffeine. This is not to keep me awake. This is literally just to help with my ADHD, because all that caffeine does is regulates me better because I have ADHD, and so I end up getting more tired when I drink caffeine. Like, it doesn't do anything. I wish that I could drink caffeine and stay awake. It would make my life so much easier, but I have to raw dog being tired. I drink 6 to 8 coffee a day. That sounds like your body just can't regulate it correctly at that point because you're so far in. 6 to 8 coffees is wild. Sleep is for wimps. I agree, Lady Geek. I agree. Sorry, Wavy Tone. We kind of got off topic here for a second. But, like, we'll take a look at your roster, but I don't honestly have a problem with your Okay, I do, actually. I have a problem with your farming path. I do think what you're focusing on is good things to focus on. You have the, yeah, you have the Malicos. So yeah, 100% unaligned force users. Ben, Ezra, I think these are excellent things. They're excellent things to Zeta, excellent things to get up, all that type of stuff. My one problem that I think you should do, that I think you're sleeping on, is not the mercenary faction. The mercenary faction can suck it. The Queen's Men. You have them at 7-star gear 12. Get these guys up to Relic 7. You don't even need to throw Zetas on them. Just get them up to Relic 7 so you can be able to maximize what you're getting out of the Phantom Menace Assault Battle. So, this is the kind of the big thing that I'm seeing immediately is just... Like I was going to say, everything in your farming path looks great, but the fact that you don't have those guys finished is rough. Like, everything that you are mentioning on your list are the things that I would want to take care of with a roster like this, and I would suggest to you. The one problem, though, is the Queen's Men kind of sitting here, and that's a huge amount of value that you're kind of sleeping on, especially with 7-star gear 12 already. You've already put in the extra Chirotech to get them up to where they need to be. That's going to be the big thing for me. Ooh, your job's looking a little slow. It's still a workable Java. It's like not an awful Java, but it is a slow Java. You're over the 10,000 damage mark. You're a little over on speed. I will say, if you have another character who you are, especially with this mod right here, holy crap. If you have another character that needs offense, I would highly suggest dropping this mod for a offense mod with much less speed, because it's actually not a bad thing to have her in damage immunity as long as possible. You want her at a good 500 speed. You don't want her to be lapped too often by things like Mara Jade. You don't want her to be really lapped by her in speed, but you do want her fast enough that or slow enough that she can stay in damage immunity for a while, make people guess when she's coming out of damage immunity, and be able to make it so that way your team can have the time to heal up, get rid of debuffs, all that type of stuff. So dropping speed is not a bad thing, and this is an amazing arrow. I would highly suggest dropping that onto someone who deserves it a bit more than Ray. I'm not saying Ray that doesn't deserve it, it's just the speed is really good and can go to another home. Same with some of her other mods. You might want to drop one more off of here for a less good 6-dot mod if you have someone else that needs that mod. She can drop about 30 speed and still be okay in your account. 544 on Luke Skywalker's looking good, and that's with the protection arrow, so it's looking like a beautiful JML. Love to see it. Beautiful, beautiful. And SLKR 582, crit damage, offense, love it. Just chef's kiss, beautiful. Love to see it. Okay, let's see. I'd like to see this team finished. Will Treaty, welcome, welcome. Also, love the name. I think I know what you're referencing. Are you referencing the Ranger's Apprentice series by, what is it, John Flanagan? Read those back in middle school. But yeah, there's a section in the Discord called roster reviews. We go off of that for free roster reviews, and so we start with a new list every single day that we do roster reviews. I'd like to see your Finzori team up and running. I don't think I'd put it above anything that you currently have, unless you're seeing a lot of Ahsokas in your GAC, but this is something that I do suggest you've invested in and finish investing in, because it's one more Zeta and some relic levels, and you have an insane team that's top 20 defense and can beat Ahsoka on offense, and a couple other GLs as well. Sori does look like a Power Ranger, you're not wrong. Was that the one with the covers with the medieval looking green arrow? Yeah, exactly, that's the one. They don't quite hold up as much as I'd like them to, but to be fair, they definitely are written for young adults. But some of the young adult fiction that I've read, because I've gone back and started rereading some of the old series that I enjoyed as a child and teenager, and kind of reading through them, and some of them hold up really well. Other ones you can definitely tell that they're written for a younger audience, and not just written for a younger audience. They aren't as sophisticated as like I remember them being, and that was one that, I don't know, it felt a little bit underwhelming. It was still a good series, and I think that like I'm still gonna, like, when I have kids, I think I'll have them read those books if it's the type of thing they're into, because they are good books. It was just, I was kind of disappointed with how they held up as an adult. Because like I go back and I reread Aragon, and there's some disappointing things in the first book. You can definitely tell he's 14 writing it. He struggles to describe things at times. But overall, the series is still fantastic. You know, reading it as an adult, I still enjoyed it, and that type of thing. Shackdag. What? This is Arnold's account. Flame him for the same thing I always flame him for. Oh yeah, Arnold, huh? Chat telling you that, you know, you need a Relic 7 your Jedi Knight Revan, and you said, hey, the moment I Relic my Relic 7 my Jedi Knight Revan, I might as well Relic 7 my entire roster, because there's no need to ever Relic 7 this character. Guess who's Relic 7, huh? Guess who's Relic 7? But yeah, no. It's Arnold's account. The mods are going to be funky in a couple I bet his cat. No, he just had lock-in, so his cat's probably fine, but usually his cat's missing a mod. Yeah, there's his cat. Yeah, so he just had lock-in, so he won't have it right now, but usually his cat's missing a mod when he's in between GACs. Didn't the author try to do a Viking series as well? Less of trying to do a Viking series and more of Vikings were in the series to begin with, and then he did a spin-off series about them more specifically. Was here. Hey, Jello, good to see you, my friend. I have a buddy that plays Swigo also. His name is Horace in game. Love that. That's awesome. Yes, Brother Band. That's what they're called. I read the originals up to the Royal Ranger. I don't know if they go past that one, but I think they start out into a series about her instead after the Royal Ranger. And I think I read one of those, and I was just not interested in it at all. This is more recently as an adult, because I think Royal Ranger's been out for like literally forever. I think I read that in high school, actually, that's crazy. It's like 10 years ago. But I didn't end up reading all the way through the Royal Ranger stuff. I never got into Brother Band, and then I never got into. I think I read like one of the young Halt novels. Never really got into it. I feel like in a lot of those cases with those authors, the spin-offs, especially when they go focus on spin-offs of characters that are already introduced, can be really hit or miss for me. Like, for instance, Percy Jackson's another one of those ones. The other spin-off series were a lot less interesting as time went on. I really enjoyed the original Percy Jackson series, but as, like, the Heroes of Olympus series came out, and I never even got to the other one, Magnus Chase, or... I don't remember what the other one's called, but yeah, I got increasingly less interested as more and more spin-off series came out. So the whole school going nuts for a bit. Oh yeah, like, and I really enjoyed the first couple of books of that series. I don't know, I got less, it was less interesting as time went on, maybe because I was waiting years between each book, but who knows. Like half book one for Brother Band. I think I enjoyed the series more than my kids did. I remember my my mom reading me a series on Unfortunate Events as a kid, and I read through probably, I want to say, I don't remember all of them. I think I stopped on the Slippery Slope as a kid, which I think is the 11th book. I could be completely wrong on that. I don't know. It's been so long. I watched the movie, and the movie's hilarious because of Jim Carrey, but it's not great in general when it comes to the series. But then I really actually enjoyed the TV show. The TV show is really good. Other than meme relics, who's the most useless relic in the game? Other than meme relics, who's the most useless relic in the game? I mean, aren't all useless relics just meme relics? It'd be whoever's not a rote platoon, essentially. And that's like not usable on a team. I don't know offhand who I would say that is. I'd probably say a Relic 9 Krennic is probably my go-to right now. But that's just because I really don't like Krennic. I love Krennic as a character in Star Wars. I really hate Krennic's kit. Fablehaven was another really good series. Yeah, I've actually been looking into rereading Fablehaven because he has a follow-up series that he wrote after his divorce, or during his divorce, that's a follow-up to Fablehaven that's supposed to be like more dark and a little bit more dismal, which, I mean, he was going through a rough time, so it makes sense. But I read his Fablehaven series, and I read the Beyonders. In fact, I actually have Beyonders still out on my shelf over here. But yeah, I'm a big reader. I love reading. Right now, I'm making my way back through some Brandon Sanderson novels, rereading after reading one of his newer books, and taking a break. And then next on my list, I think, is Dungeon Crawler Carl, I think it's called, is the next on my list. I've heard great things about it. I don't know, honestly, anything about it, though. And then my sister-in-law suggested a series to me that, you know, is more on that, I think it's more on that romantic-y side, but less spicy. It's like, I don't remember, something about glass. I can't remember. Because I tried Fourth Wing, and I was like, nope, I am listening to straight up smut at work. This is not something I'm interested in. Oh, gosh. I got Dr. Carl in audiobook because it's supposed to be a good audiobook. Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. Is you're missing out if you're not listening to it in audiobook format. Dragons of Del Toro. I don't recognize that series at all. Used to read a lot, then switched to anime. I mean, anime's good. There's some really good stories out there in anime. Really want to find more reading time. I appreciate the job that I have just because it means that I essentially have 8 hours a shift, and so that's like 24 hours a week that I can just listen to random books, and so I just blast through books. The problem with Audible for Star Wars is that Star Wars books are usually like 10 to 12 hours long in audiobook format, and so like, do I get a 24-hour book for my Audible credit and, you know, I get my money's worth, or do I get a 10 to 12-hour book for Star Wars? And it never really feels great to do a Star Wars novel, even though I love Star Wars. And so a lot of the times I do Star Wars books through like Spotify with their free hours that they do. So I don't know. I struggle to spend money unless it's a Star Wars book I know I'm going to read multiple times. Like I own the first book in the Bane trilogy on audiobook, and I've listened to it multiple times because it's one of my favorite Star Wars books. You know, I own the Thrawn trilogy in there, stuff like that. So, That might be for me more of I've read a lot of Star Wars content, but I'm starting to run low on said content. Yeah, have you read the new one about Mon Mothma and Saw Gerrera, or the new Mace Windu one? Anything over 3 hours feels worth it with an Audible subscription. I used Hoopla for 80% Star Wars content. I actually don't know who Hoopla is. Hey, Beaver, if you can please find loopholes or anything that you think should have in my account. Slow farming pirates and working on relics for the raid. Well, this is like a supremely endgame account. We've gone through your account a couple times, and usually we just suggest some upping of relic levels is essentially all that we're really looking for in this roster. Oh my gosh, how dare you not have a relic trench? I'm kidding. Please don't relic your trench. Ships are looking good. Profanity's almost 7-star. Hoopla, local public library, free audio. Okay, so it's kind of like Libby. Yeah, the Mon one, I agree with you there. I liked some of it, but not all of it. I felt like there was some disrespect to Andor out of it. And kind of interesting that they didn't really pay attention to each other, even though they were coming out around the same time. The Mace one really didn't feel like Mace Windu. It didn't. With like how they portray Mace Windu in everything, in the new canon and everything, it felt like, I don't know, this is going to sound mean. What if Mace Windu wasn't a douche? Was like how that book felt. And so for me, it kind of took me out of the story. I still finished it and everything because it was a Star Wars book. But if it hadn't been a Star Wars book, I might have DNF'd it. So. Oh yeah, I definitely agree, Karsk. I do think the Mon stuff, they do kind of pull it out with the whole the references they make and like the cover story, but Bale seems like he should be like #1 on the most sort of like followed list anywhere, and he's not in Star Wars. Okay, let me check your... Okay, good. And your... What is their names? Imp Remnant. So this might be worth a little side tangent for, is Relic 9ing them. Relic 9ing your Imperial Remnant and getting that assault battle done as well. Especially they're already at Relic 7, you're already an endgame account, I'd probably do it. I don't know, you're kind of at a point where like it really depends on your focus on the game. Like if you're looking for territory battle stuff, I would probably get your Tarful up and get that mission ready to go. Although I don't know if that's a special mission, I don't remember. Saw Gerrera needs, I think, 1 more relic level to be able to do his special mission. But seems that as a pain in the butt. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Let's take a quick look at your mods, just really quick. 2 levels, he's Relic 7. Okay. Yeah, I'm not super worried about your mods either. You're looking good. You've got the alternate modding for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. You have the health modding for Ahsoka to prevent certain counters. 500 speed. Although that is with a speed arrow. I'd like to see a health arrow in your Sith Eternal. Yeah, and you don't even have any extra health on him. Let's see. This is going to be a stickler for me. I'm always going to check this. Where's your Poe? Oh no. Have you added an extra O to your account, Swigo? Ooh, dude. Yes, I will be using Zori on offense this season, Yotter. You've added an extra O into your roster. You've replaced this E with an O. This is no longer Resistance Hero Poe. This is Resistance Hero Poo. Get your speed up on this guy. He doesn't need the offense modding. Just get some speed on him and get him up next to your Resistance Hero Finn. This team, it's great in general, and you should utilize it as much as possible on defense. But also, the fact that it beats Ahsoka, definitely I think this should be something that you throw some effort into, is getting Resistance Hero Poe up, and maybe even dropping an Omicron on Zori if you can afford it. So I would work on your Finn team. I would work on your Imperial Remnant. And yeah, just keep working on the raid. I don't think there's anything else I would really suggest outside of that. Slow farming pirates sounds great. You know, I work on their mods and put more relics on the team, but something always comes up. I mean, you don't need much more. Like, what you're at, Relic 5, Relic 3 for Sori, you can still take out Ahsoka with that. But what you need is to, you know, seal the deal. I highly suggest the Zori Omicron. But for sure, you need both your Resistance Hero Finn and your Resistance Hero Poe to be faster than the enemy Ezra, which, keep in mind, you are getting a 35 speed boost, whereas the Ahsoka Tano team gives no speed boost. So it's not too hard to get over the speed of Ezra. You don't have to, like, insanely mod the team or anything. And if you want to increase the overall viability of the counter and like making it so it's super stable, it sounds like if you 300 speed the entire team, it works fairly well, but it's not mandatory. I've been doing it in Squad Arena with just the Resistance Hero Finn and Poe up at high speeds. So let me catch up on chat real quick. Because I know I've missed some. I think one of my favorite novels that is not connected to the series was the BF2 story with Inferno Squad. Still haven't read that one. It's been on my list for a while, but I haven't gotten around to it. Oh, Aiden's voice actor recorded the audiobook. That's nice. I actually enjoy that. Like, you know, Ahsoka, I don't remember her name, but Ahsoka recorded the audiobook for the Ahsoka book, and I'm pretty sure the voice actor for Padme in the Clone Wars also does the Padme book. Although I wasn't super interested in the Padme book. It was good enough to finish, which I was impressed considering it was like all politics. Not really my thing, but enjoyable enough. Avoid Cal Kestis novel that's between Survivor and Fallen Order. Interesting. That one's on my list to read. I don't know why I'd avoid it, but I mean, I'll give it a read. There's only been one Star Wars book that I've DNF'd multiple times, and that was the I don't remember the name of it. It has Sith in the title, but it's the book that tries to tie Episode 9 to the other Star Wars movies and like explain why there's an assassin with a knife doohickey and Sith Eternal has a lead up and all that type of stuff, and it's just so bad. I can't get through it. I've tried twice. I really have. Why are school YouTubers having the worst luck with babies on play? Who's having trouble? So I was having trouble on CG. I had a miracle baby. Swiggo makes you impotent. Confirmed. Jod will pull a Hermit Ezra and use a saber for an ability, or do you think it'll be his main weapon for his whole kit? I think it would be a Hermit Ezra kind of like pull out kind of thing. Yeah, no problems. We'll go. Shadow of the Sith, that's the one. Yeah, like it felt like I was reading a Wikipedia entry and that it was just, I don't know, trying to fill in as many gaps as possible. And like, yes, Star Wars books do that a lot. They really do. That's like half the point of the extended universe, is a lot of the people that write in the extended universe is writing to fill a gap that they've wanted to fill since they were a kid. They wanted to know what happened in that point, and they have an idea and they want to put it on paper. I get that. But like, this felt like it was just, instead of being like, ooh, I like this little hole right here that I think would be fun to fill. You know, this throwaway line of Obi-Wan saying the thing on Cato Neomoidia doesn't count. That's like a little piece that we could literally never know, and it would just be a fun little throwaway line in this movie. But I want to fill in that hole and then tell a story through that hole. And like, that's great. But this book felt like it was, you know, Disney broke through a wall and then handed it off to a writer and said, hey, can you fix this massive hole? And like, none of it feels good to read. It's just like, this is very obviously just trying to make what happened in episode 9 be somewhat coherent. And it's way too obvious that like that's what the book is about, and it just doesn't feel good, and I didn't enjoy it at all. You're not leaving anytime soon, I hope. You're one of the last few content creators I enjoy. Dang, is your name becoming actually true? Are you the depressed Wampa? No, I'm not planning on leaving anytime soon. In fact, we're going to be picking up some slack from Arnold leaving. We're going to start doing some Galaxy of Heroes news, since, you know, something that most of us kind of avoid when it comes to content creation. So I'm going to be jumping on that and, you know, hopefully providing you guys with some more content that way. But overall, I'm not looking to leave anytime soon. I love making content. I love doing content creation. I am here to stay. Although we are expanding the Beaver Dam, you know, we have the Dam Gaming channel now that I'm going to start doing, not just playing AAA titles, but I'm going to start making actual content for, you know, starting tomorrow, I'm doing starting Thursday. Is it Friday? I don't remember. I have to look at my schedule because I scheduled it specifically. But either Thursday or Friday, we're starting a stream where I get electrocuted while playing a video game. And I think that's going to be so much fun and entertaining because those are the type of streams that I enjoy. There's a reason we do challenge streams for Galaxy of Heroes. And so, you know, we're expanding the Beaver Dam, if anything. We're not going anywhere. You want some nonsense? Read The Rise of Skywalker novelization. See, I'm not even interested at all. I look forward to hearing your pregnancy announcement one day. It's tomorrow. I'm pregnant, guys. Hey, Sierra Sonic, welcome. Sorry, once. That's honestly enough nonsense series. Never got into Yu Chang Wang or the Yu Zhong Vong. Yeah, I've never really had an interest in reading the Yu Zhong Vong trilogy. Read Trials of the Jedi. That sounds familiar. Is it old canon or new canon? Also, the fact that there's over 70 of us up this late is wild to me. That's absolutely wild. Thank you guys for being here with me at 11:43 at night. Let's see, Trials of the Jedi, and I apologize. I know I'm supposed to be better at this and, you know, be pushing hard on the roster reviews, but we're talking about something we enjoy. Trials of the Jedi by Charles Soule. It's a High Republic novel. I just got into the High Republic novels recently, like last 6 months. I read the trilogy. The Light of the Jedi trilogy. I don't know what to call it. It's all 3 by different authors. I believe Claudia Gray writes one of them. I read those 3 like about 6 months ago. Less than that, probably like 3 months ago. And I haven't gotten to any of the other High Republic novels because I was waiting until I had finished all of those before I moved into more High Republic. But do you suggest it? Okay, Armeet. It's the final novel of the THR. I don't know what THR means. Oh, the High Republic? Yeah, I have no idea where to go after I finish that trilogy of books. Because like they wrote it as a trilogy, but it sounds like there's more on top in the High Republic, but I don't know where to go next. I just need to look it up and get the next one. I only sleep so tomorrow comes faster. Fair enough. Glad you're looking forward to it, Depressed Wampa. I'm worming for another hour, so I got nothing better to do. Like, worming like the farming activity? Which I only know of because I read books. I don't really know what it entails. It's almost 1 my time, fair enough. Fair enough, Karsk. Hey, Flax, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the Grand Inquisitor guide. Got through most tiers now. Got to beat Maul. RNG is not on my side. The Maul tier can be really, really rough, for sure. But like, when I was doing my testing for that event, and I got those events down, like with the mods that I had, I was doing it like for sure, like 1 in 4 times tops. And so, like, that was good enough where it was, doing it first time most times, and then 1 in 4 tries. In others that I was just like, this is going to be the best we can do when it comes to this event, especially trying to do it like low investment. So it was a great time for stream for me. I love late night vibes. We just missing the royalty free smooth jazz. If I knew like royalty free smooth jazz, I'd start playing it right now. 3:13 p.m. for me. Hey, there we go. It works out for you. A 1:40 for GC Devil. This is the time when I'm always awake. Yeah, we got a lot of people who like complain who are like, I'm in, Europe and I can't ever catch any Beaver streams. And so we are going to be moving one of our streams from Sundays to Monday occasionally, I think. We'll see what we do, but we're going to be trying to move that stream occasionally and allow people to have a early stream for GAC occasionally, because I have Mondays off, so I can do a Monday stream where we can get some more of the Europeans in here. 7 a.m. here in Copenhagen. Got to catch a train in an hour to go see my parents' new house. Oh, very nice. Phase 1 trilogy, I believe. Oh, there you go. After the High Republic is the Stone. Funny. Almost 11 p.m. on the west coast of Canada. West coast of Canada. 11 p.m. Okay, so you're not the same time zone as Alaska. Yeah, we're sad to see him go, but he's definitely going to be back. I'm curious what capacity he will come back and how much he's going to be involved going forward in the Galaxy of Heroes community. Just because it sounds like he has a lot of stuff going on, and adding a kid in there, I think, will diminish some of his stuff that he's going to be doing. My first Beaver stream, I'm surprised it's not down. Well, it's damn good to have you, Bobby. Malaysia. That's wild. I honestly, so I'm terrible with geography. Like, I'm gonna have to look up where Malaysia is. See, this map doesn't actually help that much because it's too zoomed in. Okay, got it. So it's in that area that's between Australia and Asia. Okay. Interesting. So you're right next to... Is Singapore its own country, or is Singapore part of another country? I actually don't know. There was this nice old lady in my last town that I lived in that was from Singapore, that had a Chinese, like a Mongolian grill, that she owned, and I would come in like once a week to that Mongolian grill because I loved the food there, and she would just sit there and talk to me about Singapore, and Singapore sounds so dope. I want to go visit. It sounds like a complete like Asian melting pot, which sounds so cool. I'm interested to see if its spending gets cut back. I don't think it will, honestly. Have you seen the Jedi Survivor speedrun? Apparently you can skip Tanalorr in like an hour. Skip to Tanalorr in like an hour? That's wild. Yeah, north of Singapore, south of China. So the continents then focus on the regions. Singapore is a city-state. Could you do a video about how to use Executor? Because I can't find a single good video on a guide, but there's no video helping use it. Yeah, this is actually something that I've been looking into for a while, is making guides on how to use different stuff. Like we have one on how to use Finalizer, and we have one on how to use SLKR. And it's definitely something I've been thinking about making. And so, yeah, I could definitely look into doing something like that for you. Explaining how the Executor mechanics work and everything, which will also help people be able to counter the Executor and understand how to counter the Executor. So, Singapore was part of Malaysia until the 70s, and it became its own country. Interesting. Do you know if he bought Quiggled? No, but I can go back to his roster, I guess. That's wild, Karsk. Do you have a news intro made yet? No, I don't. I don't know if I will make necessarily a news intro, because I don't want to just like copy Arnold and just be like, the Beaver Dam news or something. I don't know. We'll see if we put on a whole song and dance for it. Don't litter or graffiti in Singapore. You won't like the sentence. I've heard that's true of like a lot of Asian countries. Sounds good, Matthew. You have a great night. Beaver Dam News is a damn good title. Well, it can't be that good of a title if you're using the wrong dam, bro. Dang. Using the N in there? How dare you? Call it the damn HoloNet. He doesn't have Quiggle unlocked yet. There you go. Which, I mean, makes sense. I'm not going to be sitting there playing Galaxy of Heroes while my child is, you know, coming to this world. I'm not going to be sitting there and be like, honey, you got this. Hold on, I got a whale. Like, it makes sense. Need the SpongeBob news reporter to say, breaking news. Yeah. It's almost midnight. My apologies. Hey, guy. Welcome. This is going to be the last roster review for tonight. Just because it's getting really late here and I need to finish the video for tomorrow. Because I'm very excited for the video tomorrow. But we will have more roster review streams going forward. And, of course, GAC streams, we usually have a section for roster reviews. So keep an eye out. But going to the Discord is the best way to get a roster review. And you can also go to the section in the Discord called Channels and Roles. And in that is going to be a section where you can click, and it'll just let you know anytime I go live for roster reviews. So you just scroll down to the bottom, click this button right here. I'm covering it, but this button right here, you click it, and you'll be pinged every time I go live for roster reviews. You click it again, you no longer have that. So. Honestly, I quit Swagao if my child was born on the quick old release. Call it whale or fail. I love that. That's great, Bobby. Okay. Our meat. Let's give you a quick roster review. Okay, about to get Executor and JML. You already have the Java, very nice. You have a Leia, very beautiful. My plan so far is to get the Inquisitors up by the end of the year because I'll have Reva unlocked in December thanks to my guild. After that, I'm planning to get Lord Vader because I'm not far from him, and Darkside Clones up, who I'm slow farming right now. JML should be done by around September, October because I'm also doing housekeeping relics and between for the raid and for characters that have been long overdue for an upgrade. Trying to get a rhodium after the season, so I gotta end in Chromium 1. So I miss the Holdo Cron. I hope it comes back next set. Been a minute since Resistance Crons. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having the Ray be top of the meta for a bit, just for fun. Bro, what is this? Come on. Easy. Just give Ahsoka a cron as well. Make Ahsoka just as busted with Ezra. Also, at a certain point, like, I don't know. Do you really want to use Ezra on a team like that when it's already busted if they have a Datacron? Overall, yeah, your fleets are definitely the big thing that I think are going to be holding you back. You're trying to get into Arodia, which is great, but your fleets are looking pretty shoddy when it comes to just in general. I do appreciate you're going for Inquisitors, so you can at least build up this fleet semi-soon. You didn't finish this fleet. You have this fleet at least for... mostly. You still need to finish your Arc 170. You have this fleet, which is good. You don't have the resistance stuff, but your separatists are not looking there. You haven't been spending on that. Your ships are going to be one of the biggest things that looks like it's going to struggle for this account. Going into a Rhodium with an account like this, you're going to struggle, my friend. Yeah, Fleet Arena's fine. Like, you have the Galactic Republic fleet. You're looking at getting an Executor. You're going to be fine for Fleet Arena, sure. My problem isn't Fleet Arena. My problem is you're going to hit a Rhodium and you're going to need 4 fleets. 2 on defense, 2 on offense. And, like, right now you have a fleet. That's it. And so it's not about, you know, having... one good fleet for Fleet Arena. This is about you talking about getting into a Rhodium, and I'm trying to help you there. I already need 4 Isaac Garbanzo beans on defense. Yeah, so like you're definitely gonna need to push that direction hard. Like it's something that's especially into Rhodium and trying to get into Kyber. One of the biggest barriers to get into Kyber is fleets. If you do not invest in fleets, you're not going to be able to get into Kyber like at all. Yeah, you're going to get into a Rhodium and you're going to be like facing Executors and Leviathans and yeah. Keep Datacrons for like $100. No, great one. Bad. Better Rhodium after what season back at Kyber is so bad at 3v3. 3v3 sucks in general. I'm in maintenance mode on Sugo. Uma Masumi, or however you say that, has got its hooves into me pretty deep. Do they even have hooves? And yes, we will do our stream for that soon. Gosh. But yeah, I think that the big thing I'm seeing in this account is fleets. And not just Executor. I'm talking fleets. You just need more fleets in general. So hopefully your scythe is at least somewhat getting there in proving grounds, because you're definitely going to need the scythe. And to build out that Empire fleet as soon as possible, and you should be spending your excess Get 2 on not gear, but on getting yourself a Malevolence as fast as possible. Yes, I did see the new AP Games video. It's like a minute long, but yes, I did see it. I'll have TIE Interceptor in 3 months, so I'm farming for that. Okay. I mean, this was at least unlocked. Which, I mean, that's the thing, is like, even with the TIE Interceptor, this fleet's not good anymore. Because, like, this fleet used to be golden. It used to be, I can throw this in with the TIE Interceptor, and this beats Executor with exactly what you see here. But nowadays, you need the Scythe, you need the TIE Defender, you need the TIE Interceptor. Like, you need everything. So that's the big problem here. Like, yeah. You have, like, one good fleet, dude. You need to work on your fleets. How many crystals do I need to hoard to get Leviathan full stars once I have it unlocked? Is it 25k or is it a little bit more? Isn't it more? Because you get 145 for 4 stars. Right? There's 80 shards for 4 stars. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've done this math. 65 plus 85 plus 100 is 180. If I have 200, 90, 250. So yeah, it's more than 25k, because 25k would be doing the event over and over again, which you cannot do the event over and over again. It has a cap amount, and so it's usually somewhere in the area of like 28 to 29k. Because you have to start buying packs to do it on day 1. So. Lady Geek, that's obviously not cow to you, but people should be farming ships. If you're not farming at least one ship at any given moment, and you have ships that you still need to unlock, and you don't have fleets done, you should be farming at least one ship at all times. And if you're a Lightspeed bundle player, you should be farming 3. So they only clear 2 zones. Army, it is not a defensive meta. You're going to get to a Rhodium, and you're going to not see that at all. Meta fleets are not only what you need, dude. You need to focus on these other fleets, too. CG needs to replace more damn ships. Oh, I agree. 26k to be safe is not enough. Does anyone remember how many refreshes you get for Executor? You can do it 19 times, and you need it a grand total of 24 times. So you're gonna have 5 times that you can't refresh it. Sorry, only 4 times that you can't refresh it, because you get 1 free, and then you can refresh 19 times. So that's a total of 20. So 20 total of the 24 that you need. No, I already counted the 1 right there. So yeah, because it'd be 25 total. So yeah, so 5. You're gonna need to pay 5 times for 1,250 instead. And so right, it is 1250 for the pack. I mean, I can check right now. Pretty sure it's available for me to look at, because I have the ship. Or is it because I have 7 stars it won't show it to me? Yeah, I don't don't think it'll let me go look at the pack because I already have it at 7 stars. But I think it's 1250, and so that means it's an extra 1,250 of crystals. So you need 26.25 crystals. So 26,250 crystals. Nightbot's getting drunk with power again. I'll take a look at it in a sec. First one's free. Take $9.99 off of your guess. No, that's with it because you need 25 total. Bring it down to 24 because of the free one, and then you can refresh 19 times, and so that is 5 total. I factored it in, Lady Geek. A couple of my mods. Yeah, we can take a quick look at your mods. I thought might be almost as much of a menace as Theo. Boshley is looking a little slow. Usually like to have her around 330. GLs look good. Yeah, looking like good mods. You don't have a whole lot of extra teams that you can really push into to like that you necessarily need a ton of good speed for. And so, like, the ones that you do have, you look like you have them well modded. Yeah, high 200s, looking good. Kiadimundi's looking good. Sabine's looking a little slow. You don't have investment in the Bad Batch, so there's not really a reason. Yeah, looking good. Is he good? Afra tank has that's done Quiggle testing. I mean, no, I don't have Afra or Quiggled, but maybe someone else in chat has him. Yeah, the fact that it takes 2 years to get Executor done is insane. It's not 1,000 crystals per pack, Lady Geek. It's 1,250 per pack. So 19 plus, it'd only be 5 purchases. So it would still be 25 then, yeah. So I guess 26,000 would be enough. Yes, so it'd be 25,231. Thank you, Depressed Wampa. Starkiller, POW, and JKL would be good to look at. Starkiller, if you want to get him more speed, you can. I've seen people try to get him up to like over 300 and then push Mara Jade a little under him. I think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a great idea. You can get him up if you want. High 200s is really all you need for Starkiller. POW, once again, not like the true person that needs a ton of speed. Quadme and Qui-Gon are the two, which is why I looked at them specifically and was like, looks good. So you can get his speed up if you want. All three of those are ones that, like, you can get their speed up if you want, but the more you get JKL up, the less his lead works well. And so you want to give him good speed, but not insane speed. And then, you know, you got your POW, Star Killer. Take him up if you want. It's not going to be, like, insanely important, though. Bobby, off the top of my head, I don't know. That sounds like a question for Swako.gg. How many smuggler ships are there? You mean scoundrel? There is not a smuggler tag. We need ourselves a cargo ship fleet, 100%. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, I'd prioritize that over the speed, honestly, our meat. Why are you using crit chance? Oh, offense and crit chance sets. Okay. I mean, still, the meta is health, but... But yeah. Overall, he hit hard. That's all you want. Crit chance set, you can do it if you want. Overall, meta is offense set with health, with a crit damage arrow and offense cross. So, you do you, you mod you. If it works better for you, great. If you can't crit his damage, I won't do as much. He also does true damage, which doesn't get affected by crits. And so, having him crit more is good, but it's not, like, amazing. Okay, well, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I do got to get going. It is getting late, and I got to finish recording something. Big shout out to those who contributed to Beaver Dam. You guys are awesome. Big shout out to our damn sugar daddy, Great One, as well as our damn best members, Current and Former. They always have a home on our end screen. Big shout out to our damn elite members. If you haven't already and you are a part of the damn elite, make sure you go to the Discord and you go into your user settings, connections, and connect your YouTube or your Twitch over onto your Discord, just so that way you can get all of the wonderful benefits of having your membership. I am exhausted, and I am going to bed. Thank you guys for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for giving a damn.